This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hello, all my feline friends. This is your show host for Cattitude, Michelle Fern. Welcome, everyone. Well, today, hey, what's better than one cat? Two, of course. We have some great tips for you. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I love cleaning the litter box, said no one ever. Luckily, there's World's Best Cat Litter, the litter that promises less mess with less litter. Only World's Best Cat Litter uses the concentrated power of corn to quickly trap odors in tight clumps. And quick clumping means you never have to chisel or scrape the box. Less cleanup with less wasted litter? That's a litter bit amazing. Save $2 on World's Best Cat Litter. Visit www.saveonworldsbest.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to talk about some tips for successfully bringing a second cat into your home and how World's Best Cat Litter can make the transition easier. You know, from territorial issues to added odors, deciding whether to adopt another cat can be stressful. Here's 6 tips to help you successfully bring a second cat into your home by World's Best Cat Litter. And I'd like to introduce my expert on all things cat to talk about these tips, Sarah. Welcome, Sarah.
Hey, Michelle. Thank you so much for having me.
This is a great topic because the majority of households, believe it or not, have 2 or more cats. And it's always a concern for someone that's considering adopting a second cat, how to do it. So we're excited to hear these tips.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, one of the tips that I would always say is when choosing what cat, the age of the cat specifically, to add to your family, you might want to consider that a kitten might not be the best idea if you already own an elderly cat or an older cat. Kittens can really tend to be rambunctious and energetic, and, it may be too much for an elderly cat to handle. However, if your cat is only a few years old, it might be good to pair it with a kitten so your first cat can, teach the kitten about life in your home.
That definitely sounds like a great idea.
Yes. Yep. So the second tip that I would say is, if your cat is very territorial, bringing another territorial cat into your home might cause a lot of confrontations, which can be very stressful for not only your cats, but for your home as well. At the same time, a timid cat might also have trouble meshing with your territorial cat. So, it might be a good idea to try spending time with adoptable cats, whether that's at a shelter or cat cafes, which are another great way to spend time with adoptable cats, and cat cafes are starting to be more popular, to find a cat with a personality that really complements your other cat.
That's a great idea.
Yep. And so I would say, the third tip, so once you've chosen your new cat, you'll really want to gradually introduce your 2 cats to each other. Kind of immediately putting them in a room together will most likely cause a ton of stress and agitation, so I definitely wouldn't recommend doing that. Try keeping your new cat in one room of the house with its own food and litter box, and then allowing your other cat to get used to its scents, and that kind of avoids that problem of confrontation and having them be a little bit agitated.
I think this tip is probably the one that in my experience has been the most, difficult to overcome. And you had a personal experience as well with introducing a second cat.
Yes. So my brother just recently, I would say about 6 months ago, had introduced a new cat into his home. So they had a Persian cat he's about 3 or 4 years old. and they had recently bought a new kitten, and the kitten is, so cute, a British short hair, just adorable, but when they had put them in the room together initially, it didn't really work out. The cats were agitated. They're not familiar with one another. So it really caused for a lot of stress. So, in order to kind of make that a gradual process, I had suggested to them to do just that, put one cat's litter box and own food on one side of the house, and then the same with the other. And then, kind of slowly introducing them to one another, putting their toys in a room and then letting them play for a couple minutes at a time, and then kind of separating them, and then the next couple days putting them in the same room for a little bit longer and then separating them. And then, eventually the cats got along just fine, and now they're pretty much best friends and they're pretty much inseparable. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't recommend putting them in the room at the same time. Like I said, it really causes for a lot of agitation. It's really a gradual process. Just be patient is the most important thing. And then, eventually the cats will get there once they feel comfortable.
I think that is a great tip. I had an experience similar about a year or so ago. We had two sisters, and one was we adopted her from the wild like at 4 months, so she was a little skittish, and then we adopted her sister, which was a little kitten, and I never thought they would get along. And you're so right, patience is the key. And we did exactly this. We kept them in separate rooms, and we also got an interesting tip to take a wet washcloth and rub one cat and then rub the other so the smells are on each other. Because I thought they're never going to get along. How are we going to do this? And everybody said, eventually they will. Be patient. And that's not my best thing. So it's, we did the scent thing. We had them in separate rooms and finally just fine. And that's what I heard from all the research I did to all of our show experts and everyone that says, they just say, be gradual and keep things separate at first. Just, introduce them. We did, this thing with the scent, and now they're fine. One has a little more attitude than the other, but they all get along because there was an existing older cat, but luckily he's part Maine Coon. He doesn't care about anything. So it's fine.
Yeah, no, definitely patience is definitely the key when it comes to that. And, they will eventually get there. And like I said, my brother's cats are now best friends and they can barely be away from each other. So it all worked out.
Oh, great. Now, we're going to be right back after this brief break. Before we take our break, I want to tell you about World's Best Cat Litter. It's a pet, people, and planet-friendly product that makes cleanup easier because it's made with naturally absorbent whole kernel corn. Our patented process compresses naturally absorbent corn into concentrated granules that trap odor deep inside and form tight clumps on contact. So cleaning the litter box is less of a chore. World's Best Cat Litter comes in 5 different formulas so you can find the perfect one for your family's needs. Visit worldsbestcatlitter.com for more info. We're going to take a brief break and be right back. Molly, here's your dinner. Zeus, that's not your food.
Don't let that happen to your precious cat. Elevate your cat's eating experience with the Cat Tree Tray. The Cat Tree Tray keeps your cat's food off the floor and conveniently located on the cat tree. It's the perfect way to eat. It's a beautiful wrought iron tray that easily attaches to your cat tree and keeps dogs and other critters out of your cat's dish. A must for multi-pet households. There's a 6-inch tray for large bowls and a 4-inch tray for smaller bowls. Purchase your Cat Tree Tray today. Go right now to cattreetray.com. That's cattreetray.com. cattreetray.com.
If you've ever shared your home and heart with a charmingly naughty animal who's always up to mischief, you'll fall in love with the Klepto Kitty who stars in Talk to the Paw by Melinda Metz. Talk to the Paw is a funny, heartwarming novel about a single girl, a single guy, and MacGyver, an adorable tabby cat with a not-so-adorable habit of stealing from the neighbors. Talk to the Paw is on sale now everywhere books are sold. Visit kensingtonbooks.com for more info.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone. We're going to hear a few more tips from Sarah, our expert on all things cat. And these are some great tips on introducing a second cat into your home. Welcome back, everyone. Sarah, let's hear some more of those wonderful tips.
Yeah, of course. I'm excited to share the rest of these with everyone. So, once your cats have had a couple days to get used to each other's scents, you can really start to allow the cats at that time to spend a little bit more time together. But, you want to make sure to do that in large areas where the cats are able to retreat and get some space if they might need it. So, you want to stay in the room and play with both of the cats to help them feel comfortable and calm. That's definitely the most important tip, I would say. And then once your cats become used to each other's presence, you can really let your new cat move out of its temporary room, and then he or she can kind of feel free to explore the rest of your home. And then I would say make sure that your cat has their own individual food and water bowls and their own place to sleep as well. So, you want to keep a few extra toys lying around to make sure that neither of the cats get territorial over the other, which is definitely common. It can definitely happen. So, you should always make sure that scratching posts are readily available, since your cats might feel the need to scratch more often during this time of transition. And then the last tip that I would like to share with everyone is when adding a cat to your new home is that you should provide at least one litter box per cat, and ideally an extra litter box as well. So I'd suggest to try using a litter that has a really superior clumping and advanced odor control for homes with multiple cats, such as a World's Best Cat Litter Multiple Cat Clumping Formula, or even the World's Best Cat Litter Advanced line, which offers even better clumping and even more advanced odor control. So, you guys can go to worldsbestcatlitter.com to learn more about those products, and I would definitely recommend them.
I love that last tip about the litter box. So many people forget to do that. They have, one litter box and they figure it's big enough. I could add another cat and that's fine. And I've always heard the rule of thumb out there, just like you said, you should have a litter box per cat plus an extra one. So it can get a lot of litter boxes. And that's what I love about World's Best Cat Litter is you don't need quite as much litter as you would for other kinds of litter. Isn't that correct?
Exactly. Yep, exactly. You got it.
This seems so obvious in a sense, but I know World's Best Cat Litter makes the lavender-scented multiple cat clumping formula. What is the difference between a multiple cat formula and then a regular formula?
Yeah, so the main difference between just clumping as opposed to multiple cat clumping is our multiple cat clumping formula has an added all-natural plant ingredient that, makes even better odor control, even better clumping, and even better scooping. And it's also proven to have better cleanup. So this cat litter is really great ideally for homes that have more than one cat. So the main difference between those two is that it has that all-natural added ingredient.
You could use it for if you have just one cat, but it's even better for two or more.
Exactly. Yep, exactly. And for all of our original series formulas, they're all available in multiple different bag sizes. So 7 pound, 8, 14, 15, and 28 pound bags. And what's great about them is that they're available pretty much anywhere. So online, PetSmart, Petco, Target, Walmart, your leading grocery stores. So pretty much anywhere you go, you'll be able to find those formulas. And then I'd also recommend the lavender scented multiple cat clumping. And that just kind of has that added lavender oil, and it kind of has a really nice fragrance to it. It's not overpowering, but, it has a really nice smell to it. So if you like that kind of smell, then I would definitely recommend that.
Okay, and talking about introducing a second cat to your home, that could be stressful on the pet parent too. There's a lot of steps involved, and it's, we have to spend time with them and be patient. And I know that World's Best Cat Litter makes a zero mess formula, which can make it a lot easier during the whole process. But what makes it different?
Yeah, so our Advanced Series line these are long-lasting litters that are really purpose-built to solve specific problems. So we have our Zero Mess product and then our Zero Mess Pine Scented. So Zero Mess is a multiple cat strength litter that really guarantees that fast and easy cleanup. It has 2 times better clumping and 2 times better odor control. So you're really getting less mess and less wasted litter, which is a huge benefit. The Zero Mess product, it's the only litter that combines the concentrated power of corn with super absorbent plant fibers that really trap those odors deep inside. They form really tight clumps, so you don't have to worry about chiseling and scraping the box, which is definitely, a huge issue that a lot of cat owners have. And, it's kind of like the worst part of your day. You don't enjoy looking forward to cleaning out the litter box. I think I would probably speak for many cat owners. That's not really a time of the day that you enjoy, but with World's Best Cat Litter, what makes it great is it makes that dreaded part of the day easy. It's really just scoop once and you're done, which is awesome. And then we have our Pine Scented for Zero Mess as well, and this has kind of the real pine ingredients for a gentle, natural fragrance that you'll love. So if you have that fragrance kind of just like with the lavender scented, it just adds that extra fresh smell in the air, which is a great benefit as well.
That is a great idea, because who likes cleaning the litter box? And anything that's zero mess and makes it easier, I think, is just a wonderful idea for all of our cat listeners, because nobody likes litter box cleanup at all.
Exactly. And, that's kind of one of the things that World's Best prides ourselves on. Our main goal is to improve the relationship between cat owners and their cats. So if we can help with kind of the dirtiest part of your day, something that you don't look forward to, like I said, scoop once and you're done, and to help build that relationship even further with your cat, then our job is done.
And we talk, a bit about how the World's Best Cat Litter, what makes it so different from any other litters, that it uses the concentrated power of corn. What is so great about this?
Yeah, so World's Best Cat Litter, we are the only litter that uses a patented process that compresses naturally absorbent corn into concentrated granules that trap odor really deep inside, and it forms tight clumps on contact. And because of that, you can really, do more with a lot less litter. Unlike other clay litters that you might have, with those, they don't absorb very well, so you're really wasting a lot of litter. What makes World's Best Cat Litter so great is because it forms those tight clumps, you're really only using as much litter as needed. So you're not wasting anything. You just scoop once and you're done, and then you throw that out. And then, when you need to add more litter to it, you don't have to change the entire litter box. You can just add a little bit more on top and then go along with your day. So it really makes for cleanup easier. You're using a lot less litter than you typically would, which is a huge, huge benefit.
Yes, and it saves time, and it's less costly because you're not using litter, and it's less wasteful for, the planet because you're using less litter.
Exactly. Yep. And, our smallest bag, our 7-pound bag, can last one cat up to 30 days, which is awesome. And then another thing that makes World's Best Cat Litter great is that our packages aren't very big. So a lot of the clay litters, they come in these huge boxes and you have to go to the store and pick them up, and they weigh a ton. They're heavy, they're bulky. What makes World's Best Cat Litter great is because you don't have to use as much litter, it comes in a smaller package. So it's lightweight, it's easy to carry and maneuver, which again is just another great benefit.
Such wonderful tips. Sarah, thank you so much for coming on Cattitude and telling everyone about how to introduce a second cat into your home and the benefits of World's Best Cat Litter.
Thank you so much for having me, Michelle. I appreciate it.
What great tips from Sarah. World's Best Cat Litter does such a great job, makes it so much easier cleaning the litter box. And for everyone listening, you can go to PetLifeRadio.com and go to Cattitude. It'll give you a little bit more info about the show and also a link to World's Best Cat Litter site. And they have a lot of tips on taking care of your cat and all things cat. They have such great information. Or, of course, just go right to their website, worldsbestcatlitter.com. And I'd like to thank Sarah, my guest. She was wonderful. Mark Winter, my producer, for making me sound great, making me and my guests sound great. And of course, Dennis, Charlotte, and Molly for using World's Best Cat Litter in the litter box and kind of giving me their vibe on how much they enjoy it. Just keep staying tuned. We have some great shows coming up all about cats. Of course, their Cattitude.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.